રાખજે પાક રીતે. ছবি নেবো? ও পরে পাওয়া যাবে না? Radhika Devi Dasi. I mistaken your sister.
Sunday. Who's coming for the first time to our Sunday program? Please raise your hand. Anyone? First time? Okay, we got all the big ones here. So we have also one of our oldest veterans, Goparaj, prabhu. Were you here when they installed Srimad Bhagavatam? Oh. Anyway, he's been serving this temple for many, many years. Pujari, somebody say us. Now he's giving classes every Friday. Friday evening. Please come for that. And also, just to remind you, for all the young children, we have Sunday school. You come and watch you back there? You can send your children with her over. They'll be at the guest house next door. So nice Sunday school. Okay? They might enjoy that a little more than Bhagavatam lecture. There you go. He's ready to go. So without further ado, let's give a nice welcome to Goparaj.
Careful. There she is.
Move over this way.
topic is why Srimad Bhagavatam. So, in light of Sri Krishna Janmashtami coming very soon, right around the corner, August 26th, as a matter of fact. But in light of that, it's always good to hear from Srimad Bhagavatam. Why? Because actually Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna. So we're going to get into those details very shortly. First, we want to invoke a little auspiciousness, as usual. Om, you can please read along with me if you can see the word. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Salakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Vandeham Sri Guru Sriyata Parakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvaihutam Parigana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vidamscha Hey Krishna Karana Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is a particularly very nice prayer by Raghunath Das Goswami. Namasrestam Manumapi Sachiputram Atra Swarupam Rupam Tasyagrajam Urupurim Maturim Gosdavatim Radha Kundang Girivara Maho Radhika Madhavasam Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Sri Gurum Tam Natoshmi. I bow down to the beautiful lotus feet of my spiritual master, by whose causeless mercy I have obtained the supreme holy name, the divine mantra, the service of the son of Sachibhakta, the association of Srila Sarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, and his older brother, Sanatana Goswami, the supreme abode of Mathura, the blissful abode of Vrindavan, the divine Radhakund and Govardhan Hill, and the desire within my heart for the loving service of Sri Radhika and Madhava in Vrindavan. So the prayer alone is worth several days of meditation to really understand what Srila Raghunath Das Goswami is praying for here. But we get the benefit of simply hearing and chanting. So before we start this Bhagavatam, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamati Raja Nastra Praya Shiva Bhadreshu Vidyam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavarutam Ashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So as we just stated before, today's topic is basically understanding Srimad Bhagavatam. Why should we study Srimad Bhagavatam? Of course, all the assembled Vaishnavas already know. So why am I talking like this? Because we have to hear and chant and repeat. And most important, Srimad Bhagavatam, the chanting of and hearing of, never grows old or stale. So if one thinks he or she has mastered Srimad Bhagavatam or any of the Vaishnava literatures, Sri Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, we never actually master, but we reverentially serve these great literatures. So why we're studying Srimad Bhagavatam, we're going to get into that in 1 second. As we go through this, I hope that you will more and more get to the gist and easily see why. The first thing in this subject is that it's self-evident, meaning the evidence is within itself. Srimad Bhagavatam contains 18,000 verses in 335 chapters and consists of 12 subdivisions of books, each of which is referred to as cantos. They're 12 in number. So fortunately for us, this is the compilation by Srila Prabhupada. He gave us these 12 cantos. Why is that? Here we begin immediately to find out from the 6th canto, 4th chapter, text 23, quoting a little of the purport. He is above the evidence of experimental knowledge, self-evident and self-sufficient. He is not caused by any superior cause. So we're talking about Krishna right away. He's self-sufficient and self-evident. Number 2, it's an authority. Coming from the 3rd canto, 5th chapter, text 31. The senses are certainly products of the modes of passion in false ego, and therefore philosophical speculative knowledge and fruitive activities are predominantly products of the mode of passion. So how then can Srimad Bhagavatam be an authority? Let's continue. Number 3, evidence. Divine sound is the best evidence for understanding reality. There are 10 kinds of evidence. 4 are prominent: Vedic knowledge, direct experience, traditional wisdom, and logical induction. Those are 4 prominent ways that we get knowledge. Therefore, of all of these, revelation, Shruti, is considered to be superior, for it is above the 4 defects. Shruti is therefore the root of all evidence. This is coming from Sri Tattva Sandarbha by Srila Jiva Goswami. So, very important point. Shruti. It's the root of all we're going to understand, and we will begin to see why. Because one can immediately challenge, well, what about this book? What about that book? What about the Bible? I'm not picking on any particular thing. I'm not challenging anything. But what about the Bible? What about the Quran? Why not accept that? Why not follow Buddhist teachings? That's a question people will confront you with. Why not? So we, as Vaishnavas, we have to have the deepest evidence without any doubt. In the 6th canto, chapter 4, text 23, Sri Prajapati Ruvacha Nama Praraya Vita Tanubhutaye Gunatrabhya Basa Vinita Bandave Adrishta Damne Gunatattva Buddhi Bir Vrita Manaya Dare Swayambhuve. Prajapati Daksha said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is transcendental to the illusory energy and the physical categories it produces. He possesses the potency for unfailing knowledge and supreme willpower, and he is the controller of the living entities and the illusory energy. The conditioned souls who have accepted this material manifestation as everything cannot see him, for he is above the evidence of experimental knowledge. Self-evident and self-sufficient, he is not caused by any superior cause. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him. An amazing prayer when we get into the heart of this subject matter. This material energy is much stronger than we realize. Last night, Srila Prabhupada in his lecture at the Super Saturday, maybe some of you were in attendance, gave a wonderful understanding of how the conditioned souls are conditioned. We're all conditioned. And he narrowed it down to the senses, our senses. We have 5 senses. And we're all very attached to those senses. So we serve the senses. That's the bottom line. And that's the problem. And then he expounded on that, saying that if you're an American, you have American senses, you want to be American, you want to serve America, you want to learn American things, etc., you're attached. You're an illusion. So that applies to any designation. You can be Chinese, American, Indian, from any of those countries, any place on the planet, and we become attached to those situations. And therefore we identify with the body. I am American. Or in my case, I am very beautiful. Don't you all agree? Of course, come on, let's hear it. Yeah. No, it's just nonsense. But that is the problem. We're identifying with the body, and that keeps us spinning in the material world. As long as we identify with it. And it's so subtle that we forget. Guaranteed, when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'll be thinking I'm so-and-so. And I got to do such and such. When we wake up, we should actually be thinking, and I hope I can do this, how am I going to please Krishna today? How am I going to please Krishna's senses? So that's a little synopsis of what Srila Prabhupada was saying yesterday. Very important. We have to give up attachment to sense gratification. In the purport to this verse, the conditioned souls may try to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead for many billions of years through their mental speculative processes, traveling at the speed of the mind or the wind, but still the absolute truth will remain inconceivable to them, because a materialistic person cannot measure the length and breadth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's unlimited existence. If the absolute truth is beyond measurement, one may ask, how can one realize him? The answer is given here by the word Swayambhuve. One may understand him or not, but nevertheless, he is existing in his own spiritual potency. That is Sri Krishna. So he doesn't depend on us for anything. Simply because we do not understand who is the Supreme Being has no effect on Krishna. So we need to find out how to overcome this situation. So again, we're getting into Srimad Bhagavatam. The 3rd canto, chapter 5. You get a partial here. Tajasanindriyan yeva jnana karma mayani cha. The senses are certainly products of the mode of passion in false ego, and therefore philosophical speculative knowledge and fruitive activities are predominantly products of the mode of passion. So like Srila Prabhupada just said in the previous purport we're reading, you can go on for billions of years speculating what is the absolute truth. And at that point you don't know if it's he or she or what is the absolute truth. Actually that conjunction there, when one actually understands who is the absolute truth, he or she will realize that the it doesn't apply. It's a he, and not a material he, because the men might become very proud. Oh, God is a him, he. And so the ladies might want to hear that, no, God is she. Both of you are wrong. Nothing to do with our material bodies, our material concepts. The best means of liberation from the clutches of false ego is to give up the habit of philosophical speculation regarding the absolute truth. One should know definitely that the absolute truth is never realized by philosophical speculations of the imperfect, egotist person. The absolute truth, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is realized by hearing about Him in all submission and love from a bona fide authority, who is a representative of the 12 great authorities mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have to hear from an authority who is the absolute truth. If we're very proud and we go on thinking, no, I can do it, I want to do it. It's a habit we have from birth. All little kids want to be able to do whatever it is. I can put on my own shoes. I can put on my pants. I can feed myself. From day one, they start. This is a natural tendency. I can do. I'm the controller. And of course, with little kids, it can be very demanding. I want ice cream now. Why am I not getting it? I want it now. That's the attitude. But we can't approach the authority like this. We should give up that kind of mentality. Tell me who is Krishna. Guru reserves the right. Now we're getting into what we discussed a little bit earlier. Why we can't do this on our own. There are 10 means of acquiring valid knowledge. So if you scan the screen here, you see those 10 ways that we use. We do this daily. You don't think of it in this kind of framework. But sensory perception, we have 5 senses: eyes, ears, nose, taste, and touch. Every day we're using those. I want to eat this, I want to taste this, I want to see this, I want to hear this. Every day. But is that an absolute authority? Logic. We're very proud of our minds, our mentality. Logic. Something that we can come to a conclusion on our own. Another way we get valid knowledge is through verbal testimony. Here, the little definition I included: an instructive assertion of a reliable person, that is, one who is possessed of true knowledge and its truthfulness. Verbal testimony. So we rely on this all the time. But again, we're trying to get, how are we going to ascertain the absolute truth? Are we going to rely on these means? The opinion of sages, very important point here. Proceeding from or characterized by wisdom, prudence, and good judgment, wise through reflection and experience. That's a sage, a true sage. So this is another means of gathering valid knowledge. Analogy. When you compare two things, that's an analogy. Hypothetical inference. When we make an assumption about something, an argument about something to prove something else. Scientists love to do this hypothetical inference. Absence. So absence is even a way of finding out something. The state of being away from a place or person, the non-existence or lack of. If I say there was a watermelon in front of this TV yesterday, so it's not here now, but you just got some knowledge that there was a watermelon sitting right here. That's a way that you can get knowledge, by understanding that through absence, that it's not there, but it was there. Again, can we use this in trying to understand who is Krishna? Tradition is a very dangerous thing here. The transmission of customs or beliefs from generation to generation. It can be beneficial or it can be detrimental. So we can't absolutely rely on that to get to what is the absolute truth. And finally, gesture. Over there is a flower vase. I'm showing you where it is. It's over there by Srimad Bhagavatam. Jai Srimad Bhagavatam. So just by movement, we can get some kind of information. These are the 10 means of how we get valid knowledge. Now this was broken down not by me, but actually by a much more important personality that we will get to in a second. But we're learning now about these 10 categories. And here's one of the first things to consider, because they apply to all those categories. Number one, as a person, we commit mistakes. Is there anyone in the room that has never made a mistake? Oh, we got one. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Illusion. Accepting one body to be something else. In the corner is a rope, but I think it's a snake, or vice versa. Illusion. The tendency to cheat. I think it's like this, and that's the way it is. And I want you to believe me. And 4, we have imperfect senses. All 5 of them. We can't see through a wall to what's in the next room. We can't hear what they're discussing down in the other building. Certainly we can't smell what's going on in the park. Can anybody pick that up right now? We don't know. And hearing. How far can we hear something else? See, sight, taste, touch, smell, and hearing. So these 4 senses, they're defective. So ultimately we can't rely on them. Even if we go back to those 10 means, we have to be careful of those 4 defects. So we can't ultimately rely on them. Now we come to what we can rely on. This is covered elaborately by Srila Jiva Goswami in the Tattva Sandarbha, the first of the 6 books he composed, which shows us the purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam, who Krishna is, why Krishna is Krishna, how Krishna is Krishna, who we are, and our relationship with him. All of these are brought to light. Anyway, in the first book, the Tattva Sandarbha, we get a definition of what is a Sandarbha. The wise call a composition a Sandarbha when it shines light on a difficult subject, concentrates on essentials, excels in composition, imparts a variety of complex ideas and expresses itself lucidly. So not everybody can write at Sandarbha or write on that platform. But Srila Jiva Goswami was commissioned directly by Lord Chaitanya to take up this mission of composing literature for the conditioned souls in Kali Yuga. So under the authority of his cohorts and mentors, his gurus, particularly Sanatana Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami, he took up this task. Now he says, if one carefully examines the 10 kinds of evidence, namely pratyaksha, anumana, arya, upamana, artapati, abhava, sambhava, aitiya, and chesta, one will find that all of them are contaminated with the 4 defects of material life: cheating, imperfect existence, illusion, and mistakes. Therefore, of all these, revelation, Shruti, is considered to be superior. So Shruti, revelation, knowledge that's given to us by an authority. This is the heart of what he's getting at here. From the 11th canto, the perfection of spiritual knowledge, text 17 here. Shruti pratyaksham aitiyam anumanam chatuskutayam pramaneshu anavastanat vikalpatsa virajate. From the 4 types of evidence, Vedic knowledge, direct experience, traditional wisdom, and logical induction, one can understand the temporary, insubstantial situation of the material world, by which one becomes detached from the duality of this world. So this is getting at how, if we do use those methodologies to arrive at the truth, this is how we can actually use them to our advantage. Vedic knowledge, direct experience, traditional wisdom, and logical induction. We can use those things to get to the absolute truth. And when we do that, the conclusion will be one becomes detached from this material world. The purport. In the Shruti, or Vedic literature, it is clearly stated that everything emanates from the absolute truth, is maintained by the absolute truth, and at the end is conserved within the absolute truth. Similarly, by direct experience, we can observe the creation and destruction of great empires, cities, buildings, bodies, and so on. Furthermore, we find all around the world traditional wisdom warning people that things in this world cannot last. Finally, by logical induction, we can easily conclude that nothing in this world is permanent. So Srila Prabhupada shows very poignantly how those things work, how we can use those to come to this understanding. Everybody has experienced that no one lives forever. Whether it's, Aunt Mary, Uncle Joe, Uncle Tom, or Brother Bob, or whoever it is, it's a temporary situation. So that we can understand. We've seen that there have been so-called great empires in this recent yuga. Of course, everyone refers to so-called Roman Empire, the Greek Empire. But even prior to that, where many people have very little knowledge, there were great empires, but they've all gone away. Everything in this material realm diminishes and it ultimately vanishes. If we go way back, some 5,000 years ago, we see that King Yudhisthira and his brothers had an amazing kingdom, an amazing situation, and they are the direct servants of Sri Krishna. Yet, at a certain point, Krishna wound up his activities on this planet, and when Yudhisthira and Arjuna realized the same, along with the other Pandavas, they also decided it was time to leave. So in other words, we can use this knowledge to our advantage if we take it that way. Another meaning of this verse is that the four types of evidence cited here are often mutually contradictory in their description of the highest truth. One should therefore be detached from the duality of mundane evidence, including the portions of the Vedas that deal with the material world. Instead, one should accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the actual authority. Both in Bhagavad Gita and here in Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna is personally speaking, and thus there is no need to enter into the bewildering network of competing systems of mundane logic. Key point. Write it down. Put it in your notebooks. Take a picture with your iPhones. Why? Because we encounter people like that may contradict what we're trying to explain to them. So we have, in a very nice way, we have to be able to explain it to them. Why should I accept Krishna as God? Can you explain that? It's no easy matter. But there is a way it can be done. If we hear through Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And why? The main point of this thing is that because Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, is non-different than Krishna. So if you hear from the source, the actual source is different. No other literature even makes this claim. Corollaries. In other words, we're going to just hear a few backups, some cross examinations to verify what we're saying. If you read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 25:125, Srimad Bhagavatam gives the direct information of the mellow derived from service to Krishna. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is above all other Vedic literatures. Just as Srila Prabhupada just said in the purport form, that even parts of the Vedas we have to put aside if they're not pointing us to Krishna. Very important point. From the Skanda Purana, O Brahmana Narada, in the Kali Yuga, wherever the scripture Bhagavatam is present, there Lord Hari will go, along with the 30 principal demigods. The Hari Bhakti Vilas. Srimad Bhagavatam explains the meaning of Vedanta and the purpose of Mahabharata. It reveals the inner meaning of the Gayatri Mantra and the essence of the Vedas. Very important shloka. Srimad Bhagavatam reveals the essence of all the Vedas. Because in this Kali Yuga, again, we don't have time to read the four Vedas. Does anybody actually have the four Vedas in their home? Those books. It's very difficult to even come across in a reliable form, this Kali Yuga. But yet we're relying on the Vedas, so we have to understand what the Vedas are, and more important than that, we have to understand what is the essence of the Vedas. This is what Srila Jiva Goswami brings out in these Sandarbhas. The essence of the Vedas is Srimad Bhagavatam. From the Skanda Purana again, any human being who daily reads with devotion even one verse of the Bhagavatam, O sage, will attain the benefits of studying all 18 Puranas. How many have time to read one verse in the Bhagavatam in a day? Every hand should be up. We all have the time to do, we can read one verse. Doesn't take much at all. will obtain the benefits of studying all 18 Puranas. There are 400,000 verses in the 18 Puranas in our realm. And as we read earlier, 18,000 verses in Srimad Bhagavatam. So 18,000 verses, 400,000. We're not going to get, most of us have difficulty trying to read, especially as a book, Srimad Bhagavatam. There are 12 cantos. I'm not going to ask, and don't raise your hand, how many have read Srimad Bhagavatam at least once? Don't raise your hand. Don't. But, you know, it's not, we can't take it lightly. 18,000 verses is a lot to take in because we're in the Kali Yuga and our senses, they whip us down daily. But here, we're getting a blessing you can't even imagine. Any human being who daily reads with devotion, that's another key point. Even one verse of the Bhagavatam, O sage, will obtain the benefits of studying all 18 Puranas. From the Chaitanya Bhagavata, whomever has no regard for Srimad Bhagavatam is the same as a Yavana, an untouchable heathen. He will be punished birth after birth by Lord Yamaraj. So at least we can avoid showing any disrespect to the Bhagavatam. Very dangerous. And finally, a quote from the Padma Purana. I worship that Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, the origin of all the gods, the abode of mercy, whose transcendental form is black like the tamal tree, and who has appeared in the form of his sound avatar, Srimad Bhagavatam, who has appeared in the form of his sound avatar, Srimad Bhagavatam. It is the literary incarnation of Krishna, a bridge by which lost souls can cross the ocean of repeated birth and death. Excuse me. Major point. Why we're studying this Srimad Bhagavatam. This dryness is approaching my throat from the wind. But again, Krishna, thank you, Prabhu. Pardon me 1 second. Better. This Bhagavatam is known as the literary incarnation of Krishna. And why is that important? It's the beacon, it's the light that can help us cross this material ocean. Now from the Bhagavatam we hear some of the glories of the Bhagavatam. The 12th canto, chapter 13, is a double verse, 11 and 12, the translation. From beginning to end, the Srimad Bhagavatam is full of narrations that encourage renunciation of material life, as well as nectarian accounts of Lord Hari's transcendental pastimes, which give ecstasy to the saintly devotees and demigods. This Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy, because its subject matter is the absolute truth, which, while non-different from the spirit soul, is the ultimate reality, one without a second. The goal of this literature is exclusive devotional service unto that supreme truth. So again, I know everybody's taking notes, and that's worth noting. That's the goal of the Bhagavatam, devotion to Krishna, or the Bhagavatam, because he is the absolute truth. Sarva Vedandasram hi Shri Bhagavatam Ishyate Tad Rasamrita Tritasya Nanyatra Syad Rati Kwachit Srimad Bhagavatam is declared to be the essence of all Vedanta philosophy. One who has felt satisfaction from its nectarian mellow will never be attracted to any other literature. And then from the chapter, same chapter, text 18, Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavam Nam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsyam Ekam Amalam Yanam Param Jiyate Tatra Jnana Virbraja Bhakti Sahitam Naiskarmyam Avishkritam Tach Chunban Supatan Vicharana Paro Bhaktya Vimuchinara. Translation. Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless Purana. It is most dear to the Vaishnavas because it describes the pure and supreme knowledge of the Paramahamsas. This, touchy fingers here. This Bhagavatam reveals the means of becoming free from all material work, together with the process of transcendental knowledge, renunciation, and devotion. Anyone who seriously tries to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, who properly hears and chants it with devotion, becomes completely liberated. Does anyone even have a question on that statement? Text 21. Yogendraya namastasmai shukaya brahmarupine samsara sarva dastamyo vishnuratam amucha. I offer my humble obeisance to Sri Shukadeva Goswami, the best of mystic sages and a personal manifestation of the absolute truth. He saved Maharaj Parikshit, who was bitten by the snake of material existence. So that's a little synopsis of what happens from the beginning to the end of this Bhagavatam. It's all a narration of different pastimes, instances, and different occurrences that span millennium. There's nothing to do with our little narrow window that we live in all the time. It's like with blinders on. Our blinders are like this. How you doing, Prabhu? I see you over there. How you doing? Yeah. No, we don't have that narrow vision from Srimad Bhagavatam. It's covering everything. And who delivered that Srimad Bhagavatam? Sri Shukadeva Goswami. And who is the main hero of that Bhagavatam? King Parikshit. It's not a mystery. It's right there for you to read. Bhave bhave yata bhakti padayosta vajayate tata kurushva devesha natastvam no yata prabhu. O Lord of Lords, O Master, please grant us pure devotional service at your lotus feet, life after life. This is from the Bhagavatam. This is what we're praying for. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Padassanam Pramano Dukkha Samanas Tam Namami Harim Param. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Lord Hari, the congregational chanting of whose holy names destroys all sinful reactions, and offering of obeisances unto whom relieves all material sufferings. Now you know why when we come in the temple we pay obeisances. Why? What is one effect of just doing that? Relieving all material sufferings. Anyone in here not involved with material sufferings? Anybody not get sick? Anybody not get a cold? Anybody not have bills to pay? Anybody not have a vehicle to maintain? Anybody not have a house, a home, apartment to take care of? Material sufferings. Why don't we think of it like that? Because, back to the beginning, what we're talking about, those senses. This is my house, my car, my body. Srila Prabhupada again, yesterday, emphatically illustrated. The body doesn't belong to you. Anybody that says this is my body and I can do what I want, right away you can tell they're an illusion. And if they're a friend of yours, I would speak to them immediately that that's not exactly the case. You better think about this a little more serious. We have to do that. If you're actually thinking, this is my body and I can do what I want, I want to get a tattoo of a big red apple on my arm. My arm, why not do it? You can do it. Anybody in this room can go out and do it. A big red apple or an orange, banana, an elephant, anything you want, you can do it. It's your body, right? No, I don't want anybody to make a mistake. It's not our body. We belong to Krishna. So, if we don't understand that, then that's how all these sufferings come upon us. That's why we're suffering. Because we came to this material world wanting to take the post. What post are we talking about? What post is only singly occupied at all times? Krishna. We can't take the post and position of Krishna. Even though sitting here we might, oh, that's absurd. I never had that thought. Hello, why are we here? If you've never had that thought, why are we in the material world? So we have to give up attachment to this material body and those five senses that daily remind us that I am this body, I'm the controller, I can do this, I can do that, etc. And the only way to do that, please join me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Any questions or anything that I didn't make clear that we can go over? Anybody have any questions? Yes.
So Srimad Bhagavatam is the most important of the Vedas. Why are the other Vedas there? Like, what do they talk about? What's the...
That's a very complex question. Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of the Vedas. In the Kali Yuga, we don't have access in our day and age to all the Vedas in entirety. There's 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Athar Veda, Sama Veda, and Yatar Veda. We don't have access to all of those, nor do we have, and I'm not pointing to you or anyone, we don't have the intelligence to study those. Why am I saying that? Because Veda Vyasadeva, the author of those 4 Vedas, who put it in writing, he decided it was too complex. So he wrote the Vedanta Sutra to explain the 4 Vedas. And when he finished that, he was still despondent. He was still a bit morose. And it just so happened that his guru, Narada Muni, I'm just summarizing, he explained to Vyasadeva, the reason you don't feel like you've done it yet is because you haven't directly glorified Sri Krishna. And so at that point, Srila Veda Vyasadeva, Dvaipayana Veda Vyasadeva, the Vyasadeva in this yuga, set about writing, elaborating the Srimad Bhagavatam. He had already given the 4 key shlokas of the Bhagavatam, but then he elaborated those verses, and they became the book we know as Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is why it brings us to the essence of everything by covering important points and all the different Vedas, and even in the Puranas, and some people have difficulty accepting that books like Mahabharata and Ramayana are part of the general library of Vedic books. They are, but some people take them as simply histories. They miss the whole plane. So Veda Vyasadeva wanted to make it clear that Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence. Now, if you want to understand how that really is so, again, I referenced this earlier. Srila Jiva Goswami wanted to cite everything possible to give us that truth. So he used the Srimad Bhagavatam to prove and reference that Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of everything. So this is why we study Srimad Bhagavatam. Does that help? Yes, Prabhu.
I was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, and the second chapter. Narad and Vyasadeva the conversation between him, and you already explained pretty well everything. One item, Vyasadeva mentioned to Narad that all these Vedas, all these Shastra I prepared, it was in the beginning of my life. The maturity level when I reach, and with your direction, I compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the best, and there is no mistake in there. But previously I have made so many mistakes. He admitted in there very nicely. I did that, and I like that part.
Good, very good point. Elaborating on when Vyasadeva and Narada Muni met, and he explaining why he wanted to elaborate everyththing and condense it into a way we could get the essence of it. Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyone else? So now we know the advent of Krishna is coming, and that means Srimad Bhagavatam is coming. So we take advantage. All the blessings we just read are there, not just for me, but for anyone who picks up the book. The blessings are there. We simply have to make that first step and read a shloka. One shloka will take you to another one, like that. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Goparaj ki jai.
Thank you, Goparaj Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki. So we would like to request Vikas, Soni, and Gayatri Devi to please come to perform the Arati. And also like to request Mr. Varun Ranjan Jha and Shweta Anand Jha to please come to perform the Arati.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
sponsoring the Sunday feast because they're celebrating this birthday of Mishika. Mishika or Mishika? Mishika. So, Vikas Ji and Gayatri Devi, they're sponsoring the feast because they're celebrating the second birthday of Mishika. We're going to sing happy birthday to Mishika. What's her name again? Mishika. Me. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mishika. Happy birthday to you. Please raise both your hands. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's pray for this girl Mishika that she remains in the lotus feet of their worships for the rest of her life. Together. Haribo! 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 Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I'd like to request Barun Ranjan Guru and Shweta Anand Mataji to bring their son Devansh. So Barun Prabhu and Shweta Mataji, they are celebrating Devansh, who turns 2 years old, and Shivansh, who turns 9 years old. So we're celebrating 2 birthdays, right? Varun Prabhu, 2, right? 2 birthdays. 2 birthdays. Okay, very nice. So you all ready? We're going to sing happy birthday to Devansh, the little one, and then Shivansh, not so little one. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Devan. Happy birthday to you. And then Shivansh, ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Devan. Happy birthday to you. Let's pray for these 2 beautiful children. Please raise both your hands. They may need a knife to help cut the cake. So Chitravirya Prabhu, whenever you're ready, we'll wait for you. Everyone, let us pray together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So we have just 2 brief announcements. Who was here last Sunday? Raise your hand if you're here last Sunday. Raise your hand if you're not here last Sunday. Perfect. So I want to give you some updates. So we're having this great celebration. This whole month is very exciting because this is the month of festivals. Krishna is very excited. There's a lot of beautiful things that are coming up. So on the 15th of August, we have a special pastime called Jhulan Yatra. Does anyone know what Jhulan means? In Gujarati they call it Jhula, right? Jhula. You have a swing. So in Vrindavan, this time it's a little hot. So they put Krishna on a swing in the forest of Vrindavan, and they pull him on the swing, and all the residents of Vrindavan are singing very melodiously beautiful songs glorifying this divine love in the heart. And this divine love in the heart is now in its purest form. Radha Shyam Sundar is being swung by the devotees as they sing and dance in spiritual ecstasy. So this festival goes on for approximately a week, Jhulan Yatra festival. It's a major festival in Vrindavan. Everyone is sitting in a swing and pulling Krishna. So here we're going to start. It will be celebrated in the morning and evening every single day for 5 days. So it'll start on the 15th, which is a Thursday and also happens to be Ekadashi. And we'll start the swing festival at 8 a.m. in the morning and 7 p.m. in the evening. So if you are in the city in the morning, just come to work a little early by swinging Krishna. And then in the evening when you get off work, you can come back and swing Krishna. It's a beautiful meditation. And that will be starting on the 15th. And then on the 19th is Sri Balaram's appearance day. Krishna's brother is Balaram. And so on the Balaram Jayanti Mahotsav, we have a big celebration. There will be Abhishek, there will be Kirtan, big feast. And also, every year, we enact the pastime of Balaram and the cowherd boys breaking the pot filled with sweets. It's part of the pastime that happens in Vrindavan. They enact the pastimes of Balaram killing Dhanukasura and other beautiful pastimes in Vrindavan. So we are going to arrange that for the children. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, they call it piñata in America. The concept is the same, but the significance is different. So if you have children, please dress them up as the cowherd boys and the cowherd girls and bring them over, put nice makeup on them, and they get a stick and they get to break this pot. And this pot will be filled with sweets. And when the pot is broken, everyone gets to enjoy the sweets. That's the pastime. So it's really, really nice for the children to experience it. So for those of you who have children, please don't forget them they will make sure you don't forget them. It's ready to celebrate Balaram Jayanti. So please decorate your children as cowherd boys and cowherd girls and bring them to the temple. And they can participate. The program will start at 6 p.m. because it's a Monday. And there will be Abhishek, you'll get to bathe Balaram. And you'll get to swing the deities because that's the last day of Jhulan Yatra festival. And then we'll go out and break the pot and have kirtan, big ecstatic kirtan and feast. Balaram Jayanti Maha Mahotsav Ki Jai. And then on the 26th of August is a very important month because we're celebrating Sri Krishna Janmashtami Maha Mahotsav Ki Jai. Who doesn't know what Krishna Janmashtami is? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're feeling shy to let yourself know that you don't know what Sri Krishna Janmashtami is. This is the day of Krishna's birth. We celebrate his birthday. This birthday is celebrated by over 2 billion people around the world. And it is the biggest celebration of this temple established in 1972. So There will be approximately 3,000 people that will be going in and out throughout the day, and it goes on till midnight. The program starts at 4:30 a.m. with the Mangal Arati. It's the sweetest morning prayer that you can all come and experience. Who has been to a Mangal Arati? Raise your hand if you've been to a Mangal Arati. Raise your hand if you have not been to a Mangal Arati. Raise your hand if you would like to know why you should come to a Mangal Arati. Okay. The word Mangal means auspiciousness, and Arati means an offering. So the most auspicious time is the Brahma Muhurta, the first inkling of the sun rising, means light coming in, and that signifies the opening of your heart. So what happens at that time is all the residents of Vrindavan, they get ready because Krishna is going to go out and graze the cows with all his friends. And so what does Mother Yashoda do? Mother Yashoda makes all these delicious sweets, because kids love sweets. There's some kids who may not like sweets very much, but most kids like. But Krishna loves milk sweets. So his mother makes delicious milk sweets, and Krishna is so excited to wake up in the morning. And when someone is excited about life, what happens? They're in a good mood. And whatever you want from them, they will give it to you. So in the morning, Krishna is so happy to see everyone. The minute you see Krishna, whatever desires you have in your heart, Krishna will fulfill them. This is why Mangalarati is considered to be Mangalarati, most auspicious. In a more American terminology, we call it the poetry of gratitude. That's what Mangalarati means. First thing in the morning, we come and recite this ecstatic Sanskrit poetry of deepest gratitude offerings from our heart. That is what these prayers are. And it's so beautiful because when you experience that, when you live a life of gratitude early in the morning, everything goes fantastic. You have nothing to worry about. And this is what Mangalarati is. And that starts at 4:30 a.m. and we request you all to experience it at least once. Throughout the day there will be programs going on, so you'll come all throughout the day. 4:30 in the evening, we'll have cultural programs on the stage, drama, dance, singing. And then at 9:30, we'll have the bathing of Krishna, because it's his birthday, and everyone gets to bathe Krishna in this beautiful celebration. There will be chanting and dancing, and we'll get to bathe Krishna. And every one of you get to bathe Krishna with a golden kalash. This is made in Vrindavan. Every year we customize them. And here you will see this beautiful images of Radha and Krishna dancing. And everyone gets to participate by getting one of these kalashes. It will be filled with 5 nectars, panchamrita. And you get to personally come and bathe Krishna. So this is the Janmashtami festival. And then after that, midnight we do a big arati for Krishna, where we chant and dance and have a big feast. Sri Krishna Janmashtami Maha Mahotsava Ki Jai. So you'll notice this, you get also, for those that participate in this Kalash Abhishek, they get these beautiful shawls brought from Vrindavan, offered to Radha Shyamsundar in Vrindavan. It's just so that you remember that you participated in the pastime of Krishna in Vrindavan. So who wants to join Krishna's pastimes? Some of you are not sure, huh? So, I think how many we have so far already?
We have 51 here, but we have like 61.
So we have 61 people that already signed up. Okay, 61 people that have already signed up for this Kalash Abhishek. and we only limit ourselves to 108, and that's strictly because we need time to prepare Krishna again for the midnight Arati. All the dresses and everything has arrived from Vrindavan. So is there anyone here who would like to participate, is not on the list, who hasn't subscribed yet, who hasn't signed up for Bathing Krishna? Raise your hand. All of you signed up already?
Yes, Prabhu.
You would like to sign up? Prabhu, please, I forget your name. Tell us your name again. Dushyant, but I know you just moved from England though, right? Dushyant Prabhu, and Mataji's name? Bhumika. Okay, Dushyant Prabhu and Bhumika Mataji. Let's give them a big Haribol. I want to tell you a secret. And the secret is the more you glorify others, you get all of their good qualities. So if you want all the good qualities of Bhumika Mataji and Dushyant Prabhu, only the good qualities, then you must chant Haribol as loud as you can. Haribol! 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 Thank you, Dushyant Prabhu. Damodar Das. Where is Damodar Das? Damodar is outside. There's Ramakrishna Prabhu and Mataji. So let's Haribol for Damodar Prabhu. Haribol! 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 You don't want the shortcut. Secret I'm giving you. Get all the good qualities. Okay? Anyone else? Do we have? For Shri Krishna Janmashtami celebrations. And I just want to let you know, it's not a sale pitch. This temple is yours, the deities are yours. I'm simply the beggar for Krishna. And to make sure that you all get an opportunity to serve Krishna on his birthday. So we have, what are we at now? We are at 63. By next week, there will probably be nothing left. Every week, people come in. So anyone else for Sri Krishna Janmashtami Abhishek? You want to know what it feels like? Yeah, you can pass it around. Everyone can have a look at it. Just make sure you give it back because it's on account. Sri Krishna Janmashtami Mahamahotsav Ki Jai. Anyone else want to sponsor the Kalash? Janmashtami Kalash sponsorships? Mataji, please give us your name. Girija. Want to put it under your name? Okay. And Arindam. Narendra. Girija, Mataji, and Narendra Prabhu. Haribo! 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 I could not hear you. Haribo! I couldn't hear you. Let's try again. Thank you, Girija Mataji. Anyone else for the Golden Kalash Abhishek? Okay. Anyone thinking about it? So please keep thinking, because that's what the mind does. The mind always thinks. And then opportunities get lost to serve Krishna. Okay. So we have altar decorations. For those of you who want to sponsor the altar decorations, it's $901. Is it per? For 3 spots. If you would like to sponsor the altar decoration, that means there will be flowers all around the altar for Krishna. Anyone want to do that? Inspired for doing that? Okay. Let's go to the next. Garlands for the deities. We have Hashmukh Patel, and they already took 1 spot. There's 2 more spots for the garlands for the deities, Gaurnitai and Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi. Anyone want to sponsor the garlands for the deities? Okay? Okay? And the temple room decoration is there is an anonymous donor taken by an anonymous person. The Janmashtami jewelry is $601 or $301. for Sri Krishna Janmashtami jewelry sponsorships. Okay? Vyasa Puja, Prabhupada's garland decorations, anyone? Okay? And that's it. And the feast, Srila Prabhupada's Appearance Day feast. So these are opportunities that are still available. So please, as you go out for Prasadam, you can see Shotashwar Prabhu, or you can come and see me, or you can see Amrit Karan Prabhu. He is there. He will take your sponsorship services. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please come and have the last darshan. Prasadam will be served outside.